Imagine you're at a pizza party, a never-ending celebration filled with cheesy goodness and the joyous laughter of friends. But this isn't just any pizza party, it's set to last for years, an ongoing tradition that stretches far into the future. Imagine the calendar pages flipping, seasons changing, and the party continuing, year after year. Every 10 minutes a magical oven, a culinary marvel of engineering, produces a fresh, large pizza, piping hot and delicious, for everyone to share and enjoy. It's a constant stream of cheesy delight. For 4 glorious years, it's a feast, an abundance of pizza that seems never-ending. Pizza is everywhere, a constant presence in every corner, and everyone's happy, their faces beaming with pizza-induced joy. But then, unexpectedly, the oven gets an update, a modification that changes the rules of the game. Now, instead of a full pizza, it only makes half a pizza every 10 minutes. A significant change that alters the dynamics of the party. Suddenly, slices are harder to come by, the once abundant supply dwindling, and competition for each piece intensifies. And each one feels more valuable, a precious commodity to be savored and appreciated. The perception of pizza has drastically changed. This is the essence of a crypto halving, a fundamental concept in the world of digital currencies. In Bitcoin, halvings are programmed events, predetermined occurrences embedded within the very fabric of the cryptocurrency. That cut the reward for creating new coins in half every 4 years. It's a scheduled reduction in the rate at which new Bitcoin enters circulation. The pizza is new Bitcoin, the digital currency being created and distributed. The oven is the network, the decentralized system that powers Bitcoin. And the chefs are miners, the individuals who contribute their computing power to maintain the network and create new Bitcoin. This rule controls the flow of new coins, regulating the supply and influencing the overall economy of Bitcoin, making them scarcer and over time, more valuable, as the limited supply becomes increasingly sought after. Everyone knows exactly when the next halving will happen. The date is widely anticipated and closely watched by the crypto community. It's built into the code, an immutable part of the Bitcoin protocol. Like mining gold, a resource that becomes harder to extract over time, it gets harder to find new slices as time goes on, requiring more effort and resources to acquire new Bitcoin. That's how Bitcoin keeps its supply limited, ensuring that there will only ever be 21 million Bitcoin in existence, and its value protected, by maintaining scarcity, and controlling the rate at which new coins are introduced. Let's get specific and break down one of Bitcoin's most important mechanisms. A halving is a pre-programmed event where the reward for mining new blocks is cut in half. It's a fundamental part of Bitcoin's design, occurring roughly every 4 years. In crypto, mining doesn't involve pickaxes and shovels. Instead, it means using powerful computers to solve complex cryptographic puzzles. These solved puzzles allow miners to validate transactions and add new blocks of data to the ever-growing blockchain. Think of it as securing the network and keeping the ledger up to date. The reward for this computationally intensive work is newly minted coins. This is how new Bitcoin enters circulation, incentivizing miners to maintain the network's integrity. But why have the reward in the first place? What's the purpose behind this periodic reduction? The primary reason is to control inflation and ensure digital scarcity, mimicking the properties of precious metals like gold. Bitcoin's pseudonymous creator Satoshi Nakamoto envisioned a currency with a strictly limited fixed supply. Only 21 million Bitcoin will ever exist, making it a truly scarce digital asset. Halvings are crucial because they make sure we don't get all those coins released into the market too quickly, preventing potential hyperinflation. When Bitcoin first launched in 2009, the early pioneers, the miners, earned a generous 50 BTC for every block they successfully mined. In 2012, after the first halving event, that reward dropped to 25 BTC, then further reduced to 12.5 BTC in 2016, and again to 6.25 BTC in 2020, and currently stands at just 3.125 BTC per block. Each successive halving slows down the rate at which new coins are created, gradually making Bitcoin a disinflationary asset over time. The total supply of Bitcoin doesn't actually shrink or decrease, but the rate at which new coins are issued and enter the market progressively slows down with each halving event. This predictable and completely transparent system is all written in open-source code, freely available for anyone to inspect and verify. There's no central bank pulling the strings, no corporate boardroom making decisions behind closed doors. just the immutable laws of mathematics and cryptography governing the system, and that's the fundamental power and elegance of the Bitcoin halving. Let's visualize Bitcoin's total supply. Imagine it as a giant water tank, a massive reservoir holding all the Bitcoin that will ever exist. This tank represents the 21 million Bitcoin cap, the absolute limit of the cryptocurrency's supply. Now, picture this tank being filled by a faucet, a source that continuously adds water, or in this case, Bitcoin, to the reservoir. Initially, when Bitcoin was first created, the faucet gushes with incredible force. New coins pour into the tank at a rapid pace, a constant stream of fresh Bitcoin entering the market. But here's where the halving comes in. After each halving event, the faucet tightens its grip. The flow of new Bitcoin slows down considerably. Eventually, it trickles, becoming a mere drip compared to its initial torrent. Despite the reduced flow, the tank continues to fill, albeit at a much slower rate. The addition of new Bitcoin becomes a gradual process, a slow and steady accumulation. It's crucial to understand that halvings don't magically remove existing coins from the tank. Instead, they simply act as a mechanism to slow down the creation and introduction of new ones into the system. Now, consider this. If the demand for Bitcoin stays steady or even increases, but the rate at which new Bitcoin enters the market drops significantly, you inevitably create a supply shock, a situation where demand outstrips the available supply. This dynamic is the core economic engine driving the halving. Less new Bitcoin being created to satisfy existing and growing demand. Bitcoin miners, who play a crucial role by selling newly mined coins to cover their operational costs, suddenly find themselves with significantly less Bitcoin to sell. This reduction in supply translates to less selling pressure exerted by newly mined coins entering the market. As time passes, this mechanism gradually makes the existing Bitcoin supply scarcer and more valuable. Consequently, if demand remains consistent or continues to rise, the value of each Bitcoin tends to increase. In essence, the halving is a pre-programmed, scheduled squeeze on the supply of new Bitcoin entering the ecosystem. And that, in a nutshell, is why the halving is such a significant event in the world of Bitcoin. Why does scarcity matter? It's basic economics. When supply drops and demand stays high, prices rise. Air is everywhere, so it's free. Diamonds are rare, so they're expensive. The halving makes Bitcoin more like a diamond, harder to get, more valuable. By cutting new supply, Bitcoin becomes digitally scarce by design. Imagine a limited edition sneaker drop, only 1,000 pairs, but millions want them. Prices soar. Bitcoin's halving creates a similar effect, but gradually. The flow of new coins slows, making it harder for supply to keep up with demand. Historically, halvings have been followed by major price surges. While the future isn't guaranteed, the pattern is clear. Less new supply, more demand, higher prices, that's the secret sauce. The halving is Bitcoin's Super Bowl. Investors and fans count down the seconds. It's a powerful narrative, verifiable scarcity programmed in code. Investors see it as a catalyst, often buying before and after the event, expecting a new market cycle. Media buzz brings in new buyers, just as new supply tightens. For miners, it's a test rewards drop, so only the most efficient survive. This shakeout makes the network stronger. The halving is a symbol of stability. No central bank can change it. It's a reminder that Bitcoin's rules are set in stone. That's why the world watches the clock. Think of the halving as a gold rush in slow motion. Early on, gold was easy to find. Over time, it got harder and more valuable. Bitcoin's halving does the same. Rewards shrink, scarcity grows. This prevents a flood of new coins, preserving value. The system rewards early adopters but is built to last for generations. Each halving signals that digital gold is getting rarer. That's what sets Bitcoin apart from currencies that can be printed endlessly. The halving is Bitcoin's heartbeat. Steady, predictable, and essential. So next time you hear about a halving, remember, as supply tightens and demand grows, value rises. That's the beauty of digital scarcity.